What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's good to see you all again. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just for entertainment purposes only. So let's be entertained. I've had a handful of messages asking why I don't talk about AMC or GME very much on the channel, and there's really a couple of reasons why I don't touch on them very often. And I'll tell you, the first reason is that you have enough content creators that are out there trying to ride the AMC movement and GME movement, and they're telling you, information, but you're probably hearing the same thing several times over and over, and you don't need that. Your time's valuable, just like everybody else's. You don't need one more video reiterating exactly what everybody else is saying. And the second reason is, as I've said in several videos, I have two stocks that I have been diamond handing for a very, very, very long time. But I think people associate this channel with a trading channel because that's what I'm usually talking about. Make money, take money. So whenever it comes to AMC and GME, I don't want people to get the wrong impression as to how I'm actively, holding my AMC or GME. And associate that with the other plays that I'm talking about. I believe the rest of the market is meant to be traded and meant to be taken money from to either pay bills, better your livelihood, or add it to any of these stocks, right? Your two favorite moon stocks, you can accumulate more if you're making money in the markets, or you can take that money and put it into some long-term investment like a big name stock that we anticipate will be around for many years and continue to go up. So that's my overall trading method. Look, I even updated the sign just for this video so that nobody gets the wrong impression. It says HODL Moon. So that's what I do with my two. I don't care how you do with whatever you do as far as any of your stock goes or any of your plays or your trading plan. I'm not here to influence you one way or the other, but I did want to touch on them just because they were asked about, and I do a lot of TA, and I know some people don't believe in TA, but TA works absolutely wonderful until something goes crazy. And as long as things are in order, functioning the way that they should, TA is respected to a very nice degree, and it's very easy to kind of lay out and kind of expect or anticipate what's going to happen next. So what I'm doing is I'm watching this trend line. So some people may be panicking about this pullback from 1837, but if you had your TA drawn up, you would have probably been expecting that there was going to be a pullback. Why? Because this is resistance, right? I've had these lines drawn up since the sands of time. This one, resistance, comes back down and obviously needs to test the support level. Now, is it going to hit the channel at 1685, or is it going to come all the way back down and test the trend line? It kind of just depends on where it hits in the timing. But this is what I'm watching. So right now I'm wondering, how is it going to bounce from right here? Now, I want to see how we respond coming into Friday, because we know that there's a lot of manipulation that probably goes on Fridays because we got the strikes that are coming in. Right now we're trading above max pain, which is going to affect a lot of things. While I'm talking about that, let's take a quick glimpse at Ortex. So what I like to see on Ortex is the fail to delivers piling up again, right? We're starting to see down here these yellow bars. They're starting to get some nice spikes again. We're starting to see that mount up. It has not done that for a very long time. July 5th, right here, all the way over to May 9th. Basically flatlined. Didn't do a whole lot. But what I find interesting is whenever we were starting to build that momentum from the first run, way back in the day, the FTDs, they were piling up. We were getting above. We didn't even probably know about max pain back then. We were just hoping, right? And enough call contracts would come in the money to make something happen. And by the time we got over here around, February 22nd, whenever we hit the 801 day, we could see that the FTDs right before February 22nd, they were starting to spike up again. It was starting to build. So we were starting to get that momentum. That's what I like to see. As of right now, it looks like those FTDs are starting to mount up. They're starting to build again. It doesn't mean that something has to happen right now. It doesn't mean that has to happen, next week, but they are mounting up. And as long as they are mounting up, what's that mean? it means that we have some confidence that something crazy could go down. So I like to see that. What I'm looking for, we can cover the Ortex if you like it or not. Estimated short interest percent of the free float, 18.63. Free float on loan, 27.17%. Shares on loan, 140. And days to cover, 3.3. I like to see several days to cover. That means that it could go on for a little while. And cost to borrow, at least it's creeped up over time. It's still sitting low in my opinion for being 100% utilization, 10.23%. Doesn't make sense, so I'm not really buying 100% utilization, or I think this cost to borrow would be much, much higher. But anyway, we're watching how it's going to respect this trend line. So like I said, it's going to come down a little bit more. What I like about TA is if you were watching this, you can obviously see that it is in a down channel. It's setting lower highs, it's setting lower lows. That means it's a down channel. So it's obviously going to come back down here and at least try to respect that trend line. So if you draw up a little bit of this on your charts, you will understand the patterns that are going on. What I do want to see is a breakout over that 1829. Strong candles. We can even come back down, touch it, test it as support, not just peek our heads above it. I want to see a little bit of trading happen above that, because above there, I think we have a lot of room to run. $20 becomes a psychological level. So at $20, I think we are going to see a little bit of a hiccup. And then from there, $23.37 is my next call out as to where I think it could go. From 23, it really opens up the gates, right? We got almost a $5.50, $6 run that could potentially take place here, because there's not a whole lot of trading that's went on there, so there's not going to be as much turbulence as we're going through those channels. We just really need to get out of all of this noise that we've been in, which is looking really good. I mean, it is plowing its way through there. So I like to see what I'm seeing. Now, I don't know exactly how GME's split dividends going to affect it. I'm very interested to see. I want to see how that all goes down, see what price GME actually ends up closing at, so that we know approximately what trading range that's going to be in whenever it opens up after the split dividend. And I think it's going to get bought up pretty quick. If GME's trading at $40 or $50 a share, people are going to be loading up on that. They're going to be excited. They're going to feel like they can get more into their account instead of, holding one. Now they can hold three for a similar price range. And I think that's going to continue the bullish momentum. I don't favor one or the other. I'm equal. I like them both, AMC and GME. I hold them both. And I think when one runs, the other's going to run. I don't care which one runs higher. I don't care which one squeezes harder, because we've seen the movements. They're almost identical. They're in the same basket. And no matter what, eventually Moon Day will come and payday will come. So I'm just hanging out, watching them. I will hold them both. I will accumulate them both, and I will see what happens. But as always, guys, if you draw up your lines, you'll know. I mean, some of you don't even care where you're buying. You're just buying whether you're trying to push it or whether you're trying to get a good entry. And like I said, I'm not even going to talk about any of the trading strategies as far as AMC or GME goes, because you have your own theories, you have your own goals, and you do what you want to do. So that's what I'm looking at. I will touch on them every now and then if I see something interesting come up. I just didn't want to throw out the wrong message, because this is really a trading channel for everything else. And I like to look for opportunities to make money. I like to look for stocks that I think could have a good movement. I like to look for just some nice plays, nice setups that could trend, and really just, accumulate money so that you can either throw it back into your favorites or you can put it into some long-term investment. But I appreciate you guys reaching out, taking the time to watch the video. I hope that it was a little bit helpful, if nothing else, or at least entertaining. You're always welcome to subscribe to the channel if you want to talk about other plays or see some of the other plays that we're covering, some of the support lines, some of the resistance lines. If you're interested in just making some side money with a different portion of your account, you're welcome to subscribe. I would love that. But As always, guys, thanks for coming back, watching another one. I will catch you in the next one. Stay golden, people, and may your accounts stay green.